My name is Jun Kanda. I'm 32. I live with my beautiful wife Riko and a newborn daughter. We've started living in our dream house 2 years ago. It's a very peaceful area with amazing neighbors. We've been living a peaceful life here, but one day, a new two-family house type neighbor moved in next door. Apparently they built a new house so the husband's mother can live with them. They seemed like a very great couple, and we got along very quickly. Good evening. I'm your neighbor, Akira Tanabe. It's great to meet you. We've already introduced ourselves, but I'm Jun Kanda. It's nice to meet you. How old are you, Mr. Kanda? I'm 32 years old. And I knew it! I'm also 32. I thought we were the same age. Is it okay if I speak casually so we can get along quicker? Of course. Can I call you Jun? Yeah, then I'll call you Akira. I'm glad you're my neighbor. We get along great, huh? I'm glad as well. I was honestly worried about having a new neighbor. Let's hang out with both our families soon. Do you play golf? Yeah, I often go with people from my work. Awesome! I play golf as well. Let's play sometime. Sure, but I don't think I can go that often. Huh? How come? We've recently had a baby. Since my wife is pretty worn out, I can't be going out by myself, you know? I see. Having a kid seems hard. I've also been wanting kids myself. Is there a problem? My wife doesn't want any yet. She loves kids, so I thought she'd want them quicker, but... Well, she might have some worries. It's nothing to rush anyway. Yeah, but my mother wants a grandson. I want to let her have grandkids, you know? Man, that's tough. Say, your house is for your mother too, right? Yep, my father passed away last year, so my mother had to live alone. So I just went and made a new house for all of us. That's great! My mother also lives alone, so I want to bring her here too, but why not live together then? My wife doesn't seem to like that. Your wife seems to get along with your mother well. Yeah, they seem to get along. They cook and go shopping together. That's great! Is your kitchen separated for your family and your mother? Yeah, they're small, but we have two. But since my wife and mother cook together, they only use the main kitchen. Wow, I see. I'd love to hear more so I can learn from your experience. Yeah, definitely, but sometime later. First, we need to go play golf. Yeah, sure. I'll ask my wife to see when I can go. Same here. Alright, see you later. See ya. After that, I got permission from my wife to go play golf with Akira. His wife is apparently a very calm and kind person, and gets along very nicely with Akira's mother. But she isn't very good around the house, so his mother is teaching her as they live together. I got very jealous and asked my wife if we can live with my mother as well, but she quickly declined. Hey Riko, you have a minute? Is Fumika asleep?
Yeah, she's taking a nap right now.
That's great. I want to talk about something.
What is it?
Doesn't my mother seem lonely? I think it's time we bring her in to live with us.
What? She's still plenty healthy. Plus, she said she doesn't want to live with us.
She's just putting on a brave face. She's pretty old, so...
Nope. We can have your brother take care of her, not us.
Well, yeah, but... You're pretty busy with Fumika, right? We can have my mother help you out.
It'll be busier with your mother here. And I'd worry about her too. I'll have my mother come in then. You wouldn't want that, right?
Well, I wouldn't say I'd hate that.
You'd hate to have her here, right? I'd hate it too.
Don't you want to get along with my mother?
What? I just said I don't want to live with her. I do get along with her, as I said before. I just don't want to live with her because I'd be worried about her too. You're the only one that says such a thing.
Really?
Why did you bring this up anyways?
I was jealous of Mr. Tanabe's place.
Jealous?
They live with his mother, and his wife and mother get along. I honestly want our family to be like that.
Are you kidding me? Do you really think that family gets along?
Huh? Akira told me so. He said they're always laughing in the house.
Their husband said so? Wow, poor wife.
Huh?
I'm friends with his wife, you know. She said she hates her husband's mother.
What? That can't be. I heard they cook and shop together.
His mother probably acts like that around her son. When it's just the two of them, her mother-in-law says nasty things to her. She even follows her around everywhere. She said she's going to die due to stress.
Really?
Typical bride bully. And to think her husband can't figure it out. Poor wife.
I didn't know.
You tell that husband to treat his wife better.
Yeah. I was shocked to hear Riko's story. It was completely different from what I had heard from Akira. I always thought Mr. Tanabe's family got along very well and was my ideal family. I've been paying close attention to them, but I still believe that to be the case. I've asked Akira about it too, but Akira says that there's no way that's the case for his wife, but Riko said she's close with the wife and they contact each other often. And it doesn't seem like she's lying, so we don't live with my mother. It's also not an issue we should intervene with either. So I decided to pay more attention. 2 months later, we heard screaming and a loud thump coming from our neighbor's house. We heard a woman screech, so Riko and I rushed to Mr. Tanabe's house. When we got inside, the house was a mess, with bloodstains everywhere, and the wife and mother-in-law lay on the ground. I almost passed out from the horrible sight, but Riko calmly called an ambulance. The two of them had no major wounds, but both were hurt, so they were sent to the hospital. Akira was hiding on the second floor, horrified about the fight that broke out. We couldn't get any answers from him because he was so fazed, so we decided to go home. A week had passed, and I received a message from Akira. Hey, Jun. Oh, hey, Akira. You alright? Not exactly. As I thought. How are the two doing? They both had cuts on their arms, but nothing major. That's good. Do you mind if I talked about why this happened? Go ahead. My wife, she suddenly burst out in anger. We didn't do anything. Your calm wife? There's no way it was just sudden. But it was sudden. What happened that night exactly? They were cooking together, and I jokingly said, "My wife can't cook at all." She started screaming and throwing things. Huh? You said she can't cook? Are you serious? Compared to my mother, I'm not saying it's inedible. She's so hot-headed for getting angry at that. That's more than enough. Wait, you say things like that all the time? I'm not sure. I do joke a lot. But she was always smiling. You always compared her to your mother? And belittled her like that? I may have. But it is the truth that she's useless. Because my mother was here, I wanted her to learn from my mother. Wow. I heard a little from Riko, but you are that awful, huh? What? Me? I thought we were talking about how awful my wife was. She even hurt my mother, you know? Your wife was hurt too, though, right? Yeah, but my mother acted in self-defense. To think that I was jealous of you guys. How pathetic of me. It was my wife who started it! It was her fault! If my wife would rethink her actions, things would be back to the way they were! Where is she now? She's back at her home. No surprise there. She wants a divorce! Even though she's at fault, why am I being told this? Moreover, don't you need to reflect on your actions for your psychological abuse? Abuse? Who? You! For saying she can't cook or do housework. Normal people don't say that. But it's all the truth! Are you really 30? Do you just say what's on your mind? Have you thought about what your wife might feel? We're family! Can't I be honest with her? My mother was scolding her for her sake too! You need to get a divorce. For her. Why? If you don't know why you can't fix this problem, I feel pity for your wife. To have such an awful and useless husband as you. I'm wrong? 100%. Why? I thought you would understand me, Jun. Not at all. I didn't think you were this awful of a person. Who's more important to you, your wife or your mother? I can't choose. What's your wife saying? Aren't you guys talking? Unless we live separately from my mother, we're getting a divorce, and I need to change my attitude towards my mother. Well, then that's what you have to do, right? If you don't want a divorce? I can't leave my mother. She'll be so lonely. My mother cares about her. How rude of her to say such things! No, she doesn't. Huh? Rico told me that your mother bullies your wife. She puts on a nice face only when you're around. Did your wife not talk to you about this? She did talk to me about it, but my mother? She would never. Oh my god, you're such a mama's boy. No, I'm not! Well, say what you want, but your wife is saying she's being bullied. If you can't believe her, you're done for. I want us three to live together. Hey, your wife was close to mine, right? And? I want her to help me persuade my wife to think things over. Nope. We agree with your wife in regards to the divorce, unless you change your way of thinking. Why? Now I understand why your wife doesn't want any kids. She was likely thinking of having a divorce way before. What? Really? That's it from me. Good luck having a talk with your wife. I don't want a divorce! Please help me! Nope. I'm busy too. See ya. Jun! After that, his wife never returned home, and since Akira chose his mother over her, they filed for a divorce. As for their fighting, since they both hurt each other, no lawsuits were filed. But to think a calm woman like her burst out that much in anger, she must have been too stressed out. After their divorce, Akira never left his house besides his job being too shocked. He became sort of a shut-in, being treated extra carefully by his mother. I never saw Akira as a mama's boy, but because I had talked to Rico about living with my mother, she may have thought I was one as well. I'll be extra cautious of what I say moving forward, and have Rico be my top priority.